Hi, my name is Nishant, and I'm one of the trainers here with SAS training. And now, as I'm continuing with the discussion upon the SAS training as a whole. Now, this video, I'm going to talk about the SAS arrays. Now, SAS arrays is nothing but it's the creation of the series of the values. So and then once the series of those values is created, the array functions also talks about accessing the information out of those series of values. So I'm going to talk about only the creation of the array values in this video, and the following video I'm going to cover the the accessing the information from this specific series of values. So which is nothing but in operator, and then you've got the out operator as well. So we'll talk about that as well, of course. Now this video I'm going to start with the array function as a whole. Let's look into this now for you. Now I'm on the SAS studio right now, and I've got this code over here. I'm going to import this code on my system, and now let me first explain you how this array function works. Now how this array coding works. Now as you can see, I've got this code right here. So on the code, if you can see, it's the example of the array. Now with input, I've got A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5. Now if you remember in the previous videos, we've already covered the variable. Now over here, the variable is nothing but that A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5. And the dollar sign that I've used is nothing but that, building that gap, those spaces out of those variables. So that will actually bring in those spaces that will create those variables distinctively to one or the other. Now what I've done is, I've given the array value as to be colors. So colors is going to be the standout for this array function that I'm going to create. Now I'm going to have 5 variables into it, so that's why I've specified 5 different colors. I'm going to input that as well. I'll input the data line values as well later on, and then I've specified that these colors will be specified starting from A1 to A5, right? And it will be mix of starting from A1 onto A2. So that's what we've specified here. So array colors is 5, A1 to A5, and then mix A1 onto with A2, and then we have got the data lines. Now within the data lines, what we're going to do is we're going to specify those colors, those 5 colors that we are talking about over here. So first one is yellow. I can just correct the spelling over here for it. So its first one is yellow, and then the second one, so A1 stand out for yellow, A2 stand out for pink, A3 is orange, A4 is green, and A5 is blue. Now as we have all these information here, I'm going to run this program. This is a very simple program of the series of data creation, the series of value creation. So over here, just to remind you one more time, A1 is specifying, is indicating towards yellow, A2 is pink, A3 is orange, A4 is green, A5 is blue, and that's what we have specified here. And now I'm going to first run this program. Now once the program is run, with the proc procedure print, with the proc print procedure, we will get the output of it. So first thing that you do is you define the program, you run that program. Once that program is known as and established by SAS, then you finally expect the output to happen, and that's what you're going to do over here. So you will look in for the output from here on, and we will finally run it and we'll get the output. So let's do that now. I'm going to select all of this. Now this is all selected, and I'm going to run it now. Now the moment I run it, you can see I've got these observations. So now I've got A1 has to be yellow, A2 has to be pink, A3 has to be orange, A4 is green, A5 is blue, And the mix, if you remember, we did the initial command of mixing that A1 and A2 as well. So mix is nothing but over here is mix of A1 and A2, which is yellow plus pink. If you remember, if you go back to the code, you see here that we also gave the command of mix is equals to A1 plus A2. If we would not have given this, we would not have got this output as a result. So this is the result that we have got, finalizing that code. Now, if you look into the output data, let's see how this appears to be like. Now, this output data looks like this. So A1 yellow, A2 is pink, A3 is orange, A4 is green, A5 is blue, and the mix is yellow plus pink. So this is how you can actually define array. You can create the series of values. Now, as we have got the series of values created, it is also possible to retrieve the values out of the series of values that we have got. So I'm going to showcase that as well in the upcoming video. I'll showcase a couple of more examples on that for you. Now, for now, if you have to get the output of it, you can see how user-friendly SAS is. You've got that print option available. You can print this data out from here. You can always refer into the code as well. What is the code that is run in the background for this? You have various other options as well. You have the table properties mentions. If you want to refer to that, you can refer that as well. You have the filter option as well. You can what you can do is with this table that you've created, you can filter the rows as well. So this is the output window that we are talking about. The result window is pretty simple. It's pretty simple to look, as it gives you the layout for the exact output. Now you have the option where you can actually get this in the PDF format. You can get it into the Word format, or rather you can just download it as well. So, and this is all about this output. Now, getting back to the code, just to explain this to you one more time, it's nothing but the data. We took the data array as an example, where we given the input as to be A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, right? And then we specified those 5 colors that we are looking at. Yeah. Now with those 5 colors, we specified that we want those 5 colors to be specified from A1 to A5. And then we've given another command where we specify that the 6th one will not be A1 to A5. Instead, the 6th one would stand out to be the mix. Now the mix is nothing but the combination of A1 and A2 coming together. And then we defined the data lines where we given the A1 as yellow, A2 as pink, A3 as orange, A4 as green, and A5 as blue. We brought them all together, and the result that we got finally over here was this. So the 6th one over here stand out to be mix, but mix was nothing but the combination of A1 and A2, which is yellow plus pink, wherein A1 is yellow, A2 is pink, A3 is orange, A4 is green, and A5 is blue. So this is how you create those series of data, a series of values with it. So I'll continue with a couple of more interesting part with the array functions. And as I said, accessing the values from the series of values. I'll talk about that as well in the upcoming video. So far, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening in to me. Thank you once again. Thank you.